Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Hot Seat. I'm assuming this is episode 5. I'm here guest with Ellie. Hello, thank you
Hey.
for joining me on this very sunny day.
Of course.
I think it's been a really consistent trend that I've been coming up to Powell View. I guess it's just the spot. But yeah, she's a good friend of mine. Oh, I don't know, friend. How you been doing?
Great. I'm
Great.
doing great. Thank you for asking.
You want to give a little introduction to you and to the fans?
I don't know. I'm Ellie. I'm a senior this year. I go to Centennial. I'm 17. I don't know what else I'm supposed to say.
She is the star player for volleyball.
Not
Basketball.
star. Okay.
Upcoming officer for NHS.
Yeah, that's true.
Also just a badass.
Thank you.
Just a badass.
Thank you.
Now, it's obviously our senior year, our last year. How do you feel about it?
I'm a little scared, I'm not gonna lie. I'm very scared. I'm scared I'm gonna mess up. I'm scared that I won't get into the college that I want to go to. It's just a lot of stress.
That's a part of the journey, though.
Mhm.
So what college? I know we talked about this a couple weeks ago or something like that. But what colleges are you gonna be trying to look at or try to go to?
West Coast, I'm not leaving, so don't worry guys, you'll still see me around. Of course, Oregon State, UW, San Diego State. I'm gonna apply to Colorado. So,
Whoa, Colorado?
Yeah.
That's deep.
I know, but
Oh,
I don't know. I'm willing to give it a try, and just I don't know. That's pretty much like my big ones. So we'll see.
Yeah, and you're like everyone else who doesn't want to go stay in Oregon. They want to go out and
No,
explore.
I mean if I what I'm trying to say is like I love Oregon State, but if I had the option to leave, I would definitely leave. But it's like if I didn't have the option, I'd be fine to stay.
Out of those schools that you said though, what's like your like top pick? Like your like main goal?
If it wasn't like $200,000, probably UW, but it is, so I don't know how that's gonna work out. So we'll see, or if I even get in, but we'll see.
Hopefully you get that. Hopefully you get that scholarship money.
I hope.
And I'm assuming you're not gonna be trying to go there for athletics. Like she's good, but like I don't know if she's trying to. No shade.
No, I'm not gonna try to do. I'm not gonna be a college athlete. That's way too much work and dedication. If I went to Oregon State, I might try to help out with the girls basketball team, but
Help
I
out
would not
as in
play.
like
Like a
play?
manager. No,
Oh, okay.
like a manager.
Okay, would you be down for like water girl?
Honestly, if I got to travel with them, I wouldn't mind.
Okay, so when you go to college, technical difficulties. So when you go to college, what's your like plan for like a major? Like, what are you gonna be majoring? What are you gonna be minoring in?
Business. I'm majoring in business, some type. I'm really bossy, so I'm thinking like management, or I don't know. It just calls to me because I want to travel like all over the world and like as a job, you know.
Yeah.
And I feel like business would get me bank. I could travel. I could have a life. So it's like
you can have a
know?
life.
Yeah. I don't know what I'd minor in, but I just know that I'd major in business. Some type. Not accounting. Accounting sucks. Sorry,
Yeah.
Miss Harden.
If you had to open up your own business, what would it be about?
Oh, I don't want to own my own business. I want to boss other people around for a different business. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, okay.
Like,
okay.
that's way too much stress. I'm trying to live a stress-free life where I make big bank and I travel and I'm living my best life. But if I were to do that, it'd probably be like some type of makeup because I find that interesting.
Okay.
You know?
Yeah.
And they make a lot of money too because
They do.
like girls, they love their makeup.
It's
So
high in demand.
exactly.
Yeah.
Or a Dutch Bros. I would open that up too. You know, like as my own individual like store.
Like a Dutch Bros or your own?
No,
type
like
of
my own. No, my own store.
Oh.
Like my own Dutch Bros.
Okay, I thought you meant like open your like own type of Dutch Bros, but it's not
no,
Dutch Bros. It's like
no.
I don't know, your own brand.
I would open up like a franchise,
Damn. Alright.
but I wouldn't do that if I had the option.
Okay. Being bossy though, I could see that.
Yeah, exactly.
You have like authority vibe.
Yes, I'm very bossy. I have leadership. I feel like
You do.
I could totally do that. So
You'd be like the lady who would have like the flip phone, the like sunglasses.
No,
always,
honestly, I'm like the middle-aged mom with the mom haircut and like the sunglasses. That's me.
You gotta cut it short then.
Yeah.
Like short.
Well, that's later, not right now.
Okay. Now obviously you want to travel. What's like the top like 3 places of the whole world you want to travel, and potentially live for a while? I'm assuming because.
That's a good question, Jason.
Yeah.
Well, I'm traveling with my grandma this summer.
Tell me about that.
We're going to Europe.
It's for graduation, right?
Yeah. I love grandma. We're going a couple places. I don't know. I guess I want to go to like some part of Africa. I wanted to travel to all 7 continents. That's like that's what I want to do.
Damn.
I wouldn't probably travel to Antarctica for work, but you know, if I'm making big bank, I can make that trip.
That is true.
So
that is true.
Probably like someplace in Africa because you know, like
someplace.
Obviously.
Yeah.
Greece.
See a lot of pictures about it.
Probably like Italy, some place in Italy. That's like I guess top 3.
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay. Now obviously, you know, I don't know where you're gonna be after college, but like I'm just gonna assume hypothetically, let's just say you don't like have enough money to go outside of the country. Where would be like, besides Oregon, where would be the place in the States you would want to live?
I love Seattle. Or I could see myself living in like the Bay Area. Or I was talking about Colorado earlier, so maybe there too, you never know. But I love Seattle, so I could see myself living there.
Okay.
So.
Last like personal question, I guess.
Okay.
Now, after you do all this traveling, you're eventually gonna have to retire somewhere. Where do you want to retire?
Canada.
Straightforward. Alright, straightforward.
Victoria, Canada. That's where I'm gonna be at when I'm 50 years old, because that's when I'm retiring. Catch me in Canada.
Right. Okay. I respect that. I'm sure most people would want to retire in Canada just because, it's just a nice place to retire. Don't have to worry about no stress. No Donald Trump.
Exactly. No, exactly. I was joking to my grandma because me and my grandma hate Donald Trump, and I was like, Grandma, if he gets reelected, I'm going to college in Canada. And she was like, oh my gosh, Ellie, do it. It's like, okay.
She'd probably like help you move.
Honestly, yeah, she'd probably come with me.
Dude, that's the best grandma yet.
I know.
Would your parents approve though? I guess they don't really care because you're about to be 18.
Hopefully, I don't have to think about that because hopefully he won't get reelected. That's all I have to say.
And that is how we would, transition into our next topic. So obviously, these podcasts, we like to talk about controversial topics in the world. And one huge controversial or just really like horrible situation that's been happening for a while now is sexism. Now, I'm not going to give a guess what specific year it started. Somewhere before the 2000s. I'm sorry, Miss Davis.
Probably like the beginning of time.
Yes. Indeed, that is why I failed A-Push. But yeah, sexism has been a problem. It's been a growing issue. Or, I don't know. To you, do you think it's been improving? Do you think it's been getting worse? Do you think it's just been consistent?
It's a lot better than like the 50s, and it's a lot better because women are going out and working, living their best lives, but they still, in some places, don't make as much as men. And
if not, like, mainly everywhere. Low-key.
Yeah, actually. I just found out Fred Meyer's doesn't pay women equally. I don't know if that's true or not, but that kind of hurt my feelings a little bit.
Oh.
Because I love to shop there, but yeah, it's just like women were expected to live at home for a really long time, and while the men like live their lives, and now it's kind of coming to a point where both men and women can work, and it's kind of like the norm. So that's good, but there's still a lot of like disrespect towards women.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, that makes sense. Now obviously sexism it can go for both sides, for men and women, but mainly it's been about women. Now, I guess we can tackle some specific areas. So, one area there's so much sexism is sports.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I'm not gonna ask anything. You could just go off. I know you have a lot to say about it.
All right.
Go off.
Well, first of all, girls basketball had an amazing record last year and no one showed up, but okay, I'm not going to say that. I was going to say something really bad. But then after our game or before our game, the stands were filled with fans for the boys games, even though they only won, what, Jason? 2 games? 2 games?
I'd give them like 3 at
3
least.
games? 3 out of like 25 games? Okay, yeah. Sure. That makes sense. Okay. Football, I mean, I guess football makes sense because I go to all the football games because football's fun, but like, no one comes to volleyball. I know we suck, but like, it'd still be nice to see a couple of your faces every once in a while, you know?
The soccer games, all the fans went to the guys' games, but no one went to the girls' games. Although they both made it to playoffs.
Wait. People go to the guys' games?
Yes, people actually.
Really?
Okay,
Oh, I
people
didn't know
did go
that.
to our.
I play volleyball, so I'm like never around for soccer games, so I didn't know that, but
Yeah, I mean, there's like a handful of people who went for like the guys' games, but there's like one.
no one goes to girls' soccer games, and they were like pretty good last year.
I mean,
And-
they both made it to the playoffs.
I mean,
so-
yeah, they're pretty equal, but still, like, no one came to watch the girls. What other sport? Softball, no one comes and watches softball. No one comes and watches Charlotte throw the ball. No one. I'm just sitting there by myself. The couple games I go to, but at least I go to some, okay?
True
I
fair.
don't know if anyone goes to boys' games, because, you know.
Yeah, I feel like honestly it'd be like kind of even.
Really?
Because like when we had track practices, we would see the girls softball games and then see the guys baseball games, and like it was like equal.
Okay, well,
But baseball
Still.
in the end of the season still got a little bit more attention, if not a lot of attention
Mhm.
compared to the girls.
and also, the school itself likes boys' sports more than girls' sports. Like, you hear it over the intercom. They talk about football. They talk about boys' soccer. They talk about all these boys' sports, and they're like, oh yeah, volleyball did this. Girls' basketball did this. Like, just little... Like, we don't get as much acknowledgement, okay, guys? We don't.
And the thing is though, like our school praises the guys' like sports teams, but the thing is, girls make like they have a lot of accomplishments though, individually and as a team. I guess we could
That's
start
the
with the
team.
basketball.
Okay.
What was your
Well-
guys' like major accomplishment throughout the season? I can think of one.
Yeah,
But
well, first of all, we beat Clackamas, who literally we stopped them from winning the league championship. Like, that's how crazy that was, that we beat them. And they have a star player that's playing D1 volleyball, but she could have played like D1 basketball. She wasn't there that day, but it still counts. We beat Clackamas, and no one, like, she didn't show up for a lot of games, and like Central Catholic was the only other people that beat them. So I mean, anyways,
still a big accomplishment.
yeah,
Still a big
huge.
accomplishment.
And then we went and we won a tournament in Astoria and got no recognition for that. We even brought home a huge trophy, no recognition whatsoever. And if football did that, if football won a trophy, it'd be paraded around the school, like, anyways. That's just the tea.
Another accomplishment that she left out was, so obviously they have the winter tournament, and so guys and girls had their own separate tournaments. Guys didn't even do that well. I don't think
They won one of their 3 games there, I think.
Yeah, and the girls, they won.
I know, I said that.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
I totally spaced out. I'm just ignore that then, guys.
Okay.
But
What
yeah,
did you-
I don't even know. I totally
I was
spaced out.
talking
What other accomplishments, just in general, for the girls throughout the whole year? We had obviously had Maddie McCone,
Oh yeah.
Angel LOSC.
Oh yeah.
Obviously,
Oh yeah. Maddie's a god. Honestly, I love her. And yeah, no one really recognized Savannah Schultz. Is that the one who, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Savannah
she like got second in the whole state of Oregon for pole vault, right?
She actually won.
She won?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought she got second.
She won.
Okay, see, exactly. I'm not even, like, enlightened, you know? Like, I don't even know these things because no one talks about it. No boys won, sorry, Jason, no boys won state this year. It was Maddie and Savannah, and no one really talked about it. I mean, people talked about Maddie because it was crazy, but, like, no one acknowledged Savannah, so.
Nobody acknowledged that Angel, in one season,
Oh,
broke
yeah.
3 records.
Exactly. Angel's crazy, too.
There was a little bit of recognition for Tupou for being, like, the state, like, representative for rugby. So
Was there?
Yeah, she was actually.
I know, but, like, was there any recognition for her?
Like, a little bit.
From where?
The assembly. Because, like, they're supposed to.
Okay, I guess. A little. But who else?
Jamie Stone.
Oh, yeah. But we have a banner in the gym for her.
Okay, that is true.
I don't know. I just feel like Philip Koo got a lot more hype than, like, Maddie and all these other amazing women athletes because he's a guy, you know?
You know, even then, there's, like, also,
I mean,
like,
he's great, but, like, still, I feel like Maddie and all these other amazing women should have gotten a little more recognition compared to, you know what I mean?
There should just
like,
be more of a healthy balance.
Yeah, he got so hyped up.
Mm-hmm.
I hope he doesn't watch this.
It's okay. Not a lot of people watch these podcasts, also because they're super long. So I'm sure not
Okay,
everybody.
we'll just make this really long so that he doesn't watch it.
Yeah. So there's that, but there's also in the pros also.
Oh,
like,
yeah, don't even get me started. No. Women are underpaid for how many times have the women soccer team won, like, the world? Like 5 times, 4 times?
More than 5.
Really?
Probably more than 5.
Like
maybe.
in a row though. Like
in
5
a row?
in a row.
Oh yeah, I think 5
yeah,
in a row.
like 5 in a row times, and they still aren't paid equally as men, and the men freaking suck. You can go watch Snoop Dogg's Instagram video on this. I fully agree with everything he says, but that is just some BS. There you go, Jason, some BS. And then what else we got?
like
WNBA. No one talks about the WNBA. Those women are freaking amazing. No one talks about them. All they can talk about is Steph Curry and LeBron James and Kevin Durant. I'm over it.
Yeah, go off, sis. But like, one thing that I actually saw. So recently, I don't know if you heard, but they just added the WNBA into.
Just added
the WNBA to 2K20.
Uh-huh.
And like there was like a whole like cinematic like trailer for it, and it was actually pretty cool. And like, cause like I don't think we've ever had that type in like NBA 2K, because it's also like a really popular game. But I remember watching the comments on YouTube, and everybody was so sexist. People were like, "Yeah, bro, like she's a 92 overall, and she probably can't even dunk," or like she has like 99 like kitchen skills.
Yeah.
Or like
like Sabrina, what's her name? Sabrina Ines who? Isn't that her name?
Yeah.
Sabrina, she gets so much crap all the time for being like such an amazing athlete. Like, she could be any one of you people one-on-one with her eyes closed, one hand tied behind her back, no sweat whatsoever, and she gets all these horrible comments all the time, and it just makes me angry. Makes my blood boil.
Yeah, I mean, okay. I'm gonna just defend a little bit of like the other side.
Do we have to fight?
No, like I totally like I agree with you.
Mm.
But it's like the reason why people really don't think like girls basketball or just sports in general is not as exciting as guys, it's just because the pace. But even then, like even if the girls' pace is like slower than the guys, it's still really interesting to watch. Like I remember watching.
Like most of the women can't dunk, but like it's more strategic and like actually skills rather than like one dominant player just like dunking over everyone. Like there's no really like Zions, but there's a whole bunch of like great women who know how to play and have the skills like work together and pass the ball around.
Fundamentals, man.
Exactly.
Fundamentals. And like girls basketball is, and any sport for girls side, is still super competitive, and I don't know why people give it so much hate saying it's not as competitive as the guys. It's, I would say, like watching the college finals, March Madness for girls and guys, they're both equally, competitive. So it's just like I don't know why people are saying that.
Girls basketball for college, like that has more hype than the WNBA, which I think is really weird. Like March Madness and everything.
I think it goes for both guys and girls, honestly. I
don't know about that. I feel like the NBA is like, I don't know, bigger than March Madness. But I don't know, that's just my opinion. But it's like they get some recognition for March Madness, but most of the people were just watching like Zion and RJ, so it's like, just saying. It was, I don't know if that really made sense, but
Kind of did.
but I'm just saying, like, they kind of have recognition, but not as much as men, which is obvious.
We're not saying that like women should have more recognition than guys, but it's just saying
It should be equal.
it should be balanced, because
Mhm.
they both deserve love. They both parties, they both put in so much work in what they do. They put in so many hours, but only one side gets more recognition, and they both equally deserve recognition because all the hours they put in. Now, if you had to change something, obviously, I know you've been saying a couple changes already, but if you had to change something, like one main thing for the sports side for the girls, what would you change?
I would change more like playing time, like on the TV of women and like on major networks, and not at like random times in the night, because like ESPN, I know they have like a whole bunch of different like ESPNs, and they're on like the third one most of the time. I mean, sometimes they're on the main one, I don't know, but I don't usually see them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I don't
Like,
really see them either.
no, you don't see them anywhere, and it doesn't give you the opportunity. If you're like scrolling through the TV and you're like, oh, what do I want to watch? Like, it's gonna be harder for you to find women's basketball or any women's sport if it's on a weird channel. And just like advertising it more and being like, these women are amazing athletes, watch them, they're on this channel at this time, like they do for the finals for the NBA. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, there should be like equal advertisement for both
Yes.
sides.
Yes.
I think it's also weird that like, so it goes basically the NBA season comes first, and then a little bit after like the finals, the WNBA season, they're kind of in the middle of that, right? Is that how it works? Because
I'm not sure.
I think their finals is for sure after the NBA finals.
Yeah.
But I think what they should do is have it both be playing at the same time.
I don't know about that, because I feel like the NBA would overshine them. They got to be at different times. You know that, isn't the college March Madness like one, like the men are before and then the women like after? Because if they're on at the same time, no one's gonna watch the women if the men are playing at the same time.
I feel like it just depends on like when you like show it on TV,
Yeah, that's true.
Like if you show it at different times, at different schedules, like one day have it be the NBA, and then the next day it's the WNBA, or like mix it up a couple times, But like, I don't know. That's just kind of my opinion.
True.
But
Tea.
it is tea. Do you think though that like in any time in the next, like, let's just say like 50 years, this like whole situation where girls are getting underpaid and they're not getting enough recognition, do you think it would like change or improve in any way?
It might improve, but it will never be equal, I don't think, because I mean, we haven't even had a freaking women president yet because men couldn't. I don't know. I just find it crazy that Hillary lost. My main girl Hillary lost to a literal psychopath. But I'm not gonna get into that. I'm just pointing it out that men, a lot of men I know, not personally, but I know a lot of men didn't vote for her because they didn't like the fact that a woman would be ruling our country, thinking like it's a man's. You know what I'm saying? Like, once we have a woman president and once we have women like filling in major roles in society, it's like, you know what I'm saying? That's when I'd be like, okay, maybe it's gonna get a little better because there's equal respect for men and women.
Yeah, and the thing is, I think a lot of guys, they feel like, I don't know what guys think, but this is my assumption. They're kind of just scared, like, oh, if a girl becomes the president, like, we don't know, everything may just get changed or become feminist. The thing is, though, we don't know how that is because we haven't had that. Why not? Like, let's see what happens first before you make that assumption. You can't judge a book by its cover. You have to wait until you read a couple more chapters and actually you can eventually start judging the book.
Exactly.
But there are like a handful of candidates running for the Democrat side.
I know. But I love Bernie. Not that's Feel the burn. I love Bernie Sanders. I mean, like, Kamala Harris is cool.
It's cool.
Yeah, I don't know. I like the other lady too. I can't remember her name right now, but yeah, Bernie's my guy. Joe Biden, but Bernie is my guy. This is off topic for our topic, so
It's all good. It's all good. It's all good.
Vote Bernie.
Vote for Bernie.
I love Bernie. If you're watching this, Bernie, I love you.
I feel like you have like a Bernie obsession.
No. You know, he's gonna expose the aliens if he becomes president.
Isn't that a good thing?
Yeah. That's why I'm voting for him.
Vote
Not
for Bernie,
exactly.
guys.
Not the only reason, but
vote for
one
Bernie.
of the reasons. Vote for Bernie.
Yeah, I'll put Bernie's Insta. Wait, I totally forgot. I forgot to promote you. Yeah, here's Ellie's Instagram. I totally forgot about that. I'm putting it in. Yeah. If not, it'll be in the link in the description.
Dang.
But is there any other like okay, what's another like huge like sexist situation that's going around?
Donald Trump. Just in general.
What do you have to say about him?
I'm just like, how can we put a man in charge of this country who doesn't respect women, who sees them as sex objects, not as like actual people? How can we put him in charge of our country, and how can like 50% of the women who voted vote for him? I don't understand. Like, grab her by the pussy, like, dead. I can't. How the heck did that happen? Don't vote for Donald Trump, vote for Bernie Sanders.
Well, you can also take into account that not everyone in the whole U.S. actually voted.
Well, yeah, but like the people who did vote, like a lot of women voted for him, which is blows my mind. And he didn't put any. I mean, he put a couple women on his staff, but not many. And he, hate him.
Mm-hmm. And wasn't there like a lot of cases in his interviews that he actually sexualized women?
Yes. No, I've heard that he like raped a whole bunch of women. Like, no one cares. I know. So, thank you, America. Thank you for that. So that's why I'm retiring to Canada. That's literally why.
Next thing you know, the Canada becomes like a really sexist.
Me and Justin Bieber are going to be chilling in Canada while America's doing its thing. That's all I'm saying.
Wasn't there a case for Justin Bieber that he also raped someone?
I don't know. That's just the first Canada person I thought of.
Drake?
Oh, yeah. Me and Drake just going to be chilling in Canada, so.
Justin Bieber's so irrelevant now. His like career.
Yeah. I heard he's having issues, though.
When is he not having issues? When is no one not having issues?
You're right.
Are you having issues? You okay?
We're all going through it, Jason.
We are. We all have our problems.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just a matter of if we can handle it or not.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Damn. See, this is how unprepared I am for this podcast.
Yeah? You don't have anything to talk about?
Well, you want to talk about? I never asked the other person if they want to talk about anything.
Also, we got left off of the Pink Out posters, the girls' basketball team. It just said, it was like, boys basketball, tonight at 7:30, Pink Out, be there. Posted all over the school. Boys lost that night. We did too, but it was a really good game. And like, no one came until almost the boys' game was starting. I was mad. I was big mad. What, like, that's all I don't know. It just made me very angry, and the school just promoted it like that. And I called them out for it. I really did, and like, they did nothing about it. So,
if any of the student council members who goes to Centennial is watching this, listen to her.
I don't think it was student council's fault. I think it was Chip's fault, but
well, Chip left. Chip's
so, gone.
he's off in Beaverton, so he's living his best life.
I just wanted to point that out, that we had like an even record and the boys won like 3 games. So that's all I gotta say about that.
How's about the season? Your last season's coming up for basketball.
God, that's crazy.
Now, last year, how close were you guys again going to the playoffs? You guys were like a couple games off, right?
Yeah, like 2.
If you guys have beaten David Douglas and Sandy, you guys would have made it, right?
Pretty sure, yeah. Then we would have played Cameron Brink and gotten beaten by 80, but that would have been an experience that I wanted to have. So
You could tell your kids you went against like the next.
no,
like,
honestly I wish that we played her, because I would have been like, girl, can you sign my shoe?
after
She's crazy.
She's super good.
If you don't know who Cameron Brink is, look her up. She's friends with Steph Curry.
She probably has like.
She's probably watching this right now.
If she is watching this right now, I feel so honored.
She's going to Stanford for women's basketball, and she goes to Southbridge High School, which is kind of like a snobby school for, okay. Maybe not, I don't know, that's just my experience.
There's just a lot of things you just need to say. Just say it.
No, I'm scared that people are gonna like look this up and be like, oh my god, we're not accepting her to this college.
That is a good point. But you know what? It is my podcast. I can do whatever I want. Screw you guys. I'm just kidding. I love you guys. So say what you want. Say it with your
I
chest.
don't know, I don't have anything to really say right now.
How do you think the season will go though?
Basketball? It could go one of 2 ways. We could do really good, and Trinity could come back. Oh my god, I hope she does. And we could do really good, or we could fall apart. So, we have a lot of good, strong individual people. It's just like how we're gonna work as a team, because like a lot of our team graduated last year. I'm gonna miss you guys so much. Just letting you guys know, I'm gonna miss you so much. But it's just like bringing up a lot of the girls from JV and incorporating them into our game and working as a team, as a well-oiled machine. So we'll see how that goes. I'm hoping that it's good. I'm hoping Quinn shows out and she does great. I'm hoping Ellie does great, not me.
She's
I mean, I hope
great.
I do great, and Charlotte and everyone, I'm hoping we all do great. So we'll see.
You know, if you had to predict the starting 5, I don't know a lot of the girls on the team, but if you had to predict the starting 5 right now, you're not hating on them, you're just
Okay.
guessing. So, you know,
Me?
obviously.
Okay. Well, let's say that Trinity came back and she's like all good. Trinity, Ellie Green, Quinn, Charlotte.
Is Maddie Kramer gonna be?
Oh, I forgot about Maddie Kramer. Okay, let me reevaluate. Sorry, Maddie, I forgot you played. I totally forgot about her. Oh my god, how could I do that? Okay, me. Okay, let's just say Trinity probably won't be like amazing, so we'll drop her off of the starting 5, but she'd be 6th man. Kramer, Q, Ellie, Charlotte. That's my starting 5.
The squad right there.
That is a squad.
You guys think with that squad you could and like obviously some like major aspects.
We aren't beating Central Catholic if that's what you're gonna ask me. Was that what you were gonna ask me?
Yeah.
No. They got too many good players over there. I didn't know. I think her name's like Tiana. Yeah, I didn't know she was a senior this year. I thought she graduated. They got her. They got Abby Cooper. They got Claire Bass. Like, no.
Claire Bass?
Yeah, she's like a really good shooter. And like,
Are you guys related?
no. No. But I did go to an Oregon State basketball camp with her when I was like in 7th grade. So when I broke my jaw.
Oh, you broke your. Oh wait, is that when you have to wear the mask?
I never wore a mask.
I swear I saw you wear like a mask, but like. Okay, maybe that's just me. Now here's a question I've asked a couple of people in my past podcasts. Now you've been playing basketball since you're freshman, or for a while now, and I'm assuming you also know a lot of Centennial legends who passed or graduated, like the Daly twins. But that's just one example. If you had to make a dream team, let's just say 10 people, and you're in the starting 5, obviously.
Oh, I don't know about that. I don't know. I'm just gonna say 5.
You're gonna do 5 and a 6-man.
Okay.
So you're like
I'm gonna think for a second. Okay. Gianna, R.I.P. You know it's her birthday today? I know.
Happy birthday, Gianna.
Yeah. G.
She was so good.
I know she was so good. The Daily Twins. Gabby.
She's tall. She was tall, right? Yeah. I remember
And,
her.
I really, like, my memory's a little bad.
Hopefully none of your old teammates are watching this.
Oh, let's say Dom. Dom, I love you. There you go.
She had to hesitate on that.
No, I was just like trying to think if I could think of anyone from like a long time ago, but you should ask Stanek that question. He'd give you a list. You know, he's been coaching us for like 30 years or something crazy like that. Not 30, like 20.
Really? I thought he got fired that one.
Yeah, he did. Like twice.
Oh, and now third time's the charm, I guess.
That's right.
Damn. Jeez.
We don't know why still, but. And we're not gonna get into that.
I have an assumption.
We're not gonna get into that, Jason.
Okay. Change the subject. Another sport obviously you play is volleyball. Now. Indeed. I saw a post on your Insta. It's the article that said Eagles on like a 78 game like losing streak.
It's so much more than that now. I think we're at like 80 something, but
yeah. So they're on like an 80 plus like losing streak for like the past like
6 years.
6 years.
Mhm.
They haven't won a game.
Mhm.
Now, this is the I know I said this. I've been saying this for like the past 2 years, but this is the season that you guys are gonna win it.
Okay, well this is the thing. Okay, I'll give you guys an explanation because we've won games, but not league games. Like last year, we won like 3 tournament games, but we never won a league game.
Whoa.
So that's what it's counting is like the league games that we've lost. So we haven't beaten someone in our league for 6 years, and that is partly because our old coach was here for a very long time, and he was not prepared to coach us, I guess. Like, I don't know. He wasn't prepared to build up the program. Like, he tried a couple of times, but it's just like, if you don't have a strong middle school program, your team's gonna suck.
You can make that argument for any sport.
Exactly. Like, our middle school literally only has track, and that's why they're so good. I don't know about this year, but that's why they've been so good in the past, is because of middle school track. Well, we don't have any other middle school team for anything. We tried doing basketball last year, that was good, but like, you gotta like start them and play them competitively. So he didn't do that for a long time. So consistently we have freshmen coming up who have never touched a volleyball before and expect to be on varsity, you know? It's just like that. And it's not a lot of options. And then, I don't know, and then we got Miss Ree back. I love her. Ree, if you're watching this, I love you. And she helped us out a lot, but she's only there for 1 year, and she didn't really have time to help the middle schoolers. But now her nephew is our coach, and he's really good. Love him too. And so hopefully he will start making the middle schoolers play more.
Hopefully.
So, and then that will solve the problems. That's what I'm telling you. Because every other school in our district has middle school programs. I'm pretty sure. So, anyways.
Mm-hmm. One example would be like Barlow.
They're going to be so good at basketball. I'm so scared.
Literally, the varsity guys team for basketball has been playing together since like elementary. And that was the coldest team in Oregon. Mm-hmm. And they're still good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they literally beat Jefferson, so.
They didn't really do the best last year, but.
They beat Jefferson.
In the regular season.
I know.
But
they still did really good.
They didn't make it.
But you're right. They didn't. Wait, what?
Like 2 years ago, they made it to semifinals, but then last year
they got to like 8th. I think they finished 8th, which is crazy.
That is crazy.
But didn't they go to the Les Schwab tournament last year and they did really good?
Yeah, they did actually. They they did pretty good as a team. But I don't know. It's stressful talking about this topic. I've talked about this with so many people. About the whole middle school programs.
Literally, there's a huge difference between schools that are good at sports and schools that aren't. One thing that determines it is money. Like, Centennial obviously doesn't have a lot of money in the school, and they don't have money to send their kids off to AAU and like give them basketball lessons every night. I mean, like, some kids have that ability, but most of them don't. And then it's just like the middle school, they don't have the resources and they don't have the money to support a middle school program to make them ready for high school. And just shows like Central Catholic, okay, that's not a good example. Clackamas has all these middle school programs, elementary school programs. They have so much money to send their kids off to AAU and put them in great camps and give them trainers, but we just don't really have that luxury. So
It's just because like I forgot what we were talking about. It's some type of tax. I forgot. It's some tax in our part where we're not really charging people who live there to pay as much of a tax compared to like Clackamas. Like their tax for like people staying there is
I
way
never
more
heard
than
of
us.
that, but
That's one thing that our like track coach is talking about. Is like if we tax the people more, we have more money to spend.
it's true.
But I remember like, wasn't that the reason why that like your class upcoming and the class before you was also really good? Because like you guys were playing together for a while back in middle school for basketball and volleyball too, right?
So my class was different for sure. I mean, in my sports particularly, mostly because my dad was like such a huge like part of it, because he didn't want my experience in high school to be crappy. So we got together. I mean, we have CBA, which is like a sad excuse for like a basketball program, because it's just like rat ball, like you don't.
It's the YMCA.
Anyways, so we picked out like the best people from the CBA and we made like a varsity prep team, and we played competitively for like 3 years, which was really great, and it got me, Dom, Maddie, a whole bunch of other people to where they are now. So that was like really helpful. I would be horrible if I didn't do varsity prep, like horrible. And then I played at the hoop for a while too when they were at the high school, because I was a year younger than all of them. So I had to, in 8th grade, I had to play at the hoop, which sucked, but I mean, it made me better. So obviously that helped our class a lot, and that helped us be successful. But then volleyball, I just played YMCA until like 8th grade, honestly. That's what happened.
Oh.
I played YMCA until 7th grade. And then in 8th grade, we made a school team, which we were fine. I don't really remember if we won or lost very often. I don't really remember, but it was good. We got to play together, but now only like 4 of us still actually play, so.
Yeah, there's a lot of situations where like people quit,
Mhm.
moved.
Mhm.
I'm so surprised that like Tupo and like Hiata both quit.
Hayata didn't quit.
I thought she was playing football.
Tupo is. Hayata isn't.
I saw both Tupo and Hiata's name on the football board.
What?
Did you not see?
We're calling Bailey right now.
There was one time I saw 2 names says Fananga,
Shut
and then no other Fanangas besides
hell up.
them.
Shut the hell up.
I swore Hiata's playing. If not, I don't know.
Hey, so Jason just told me that he saw on the football list that Hayata and Tubo's names were up there.
No way.
Oh yeah, also Bailey, you're on the podcast. Say hi.
I don't think they can hear her.
It's okay.
Ellie, open my text.
Okay.
And we'll be taking a quick
Oh my
break.
god.
It's supposed to be a topic for a group of my friends about, but it never came out. It's the video that I'll never be posting because it was just a really horrible first podcast, just because it was super unorganized. Becca, Louise, and Kai. And like, no shame to them. Like it was funny and like it was a good talk, but like it was just really unorganized and really short. And that was on me because I had one question for them the whole time, and I thought we would be able to expand on it. And like I had all
like
these
a
facts and
Socratic
everything.
seminar.
Yeah, but
Ugh.
we got totally off topic. But now
Okay, I'm ready.
I can bring it up to you.
I've been researching this too.
Oh really?
I've been watching mukbangs where people talk about it. I love mukbangs. Oh my god, you should do a mukbang!
I was thinking of doing a mukbang.
Oh my god, I would watch that, like 100%. I love mukbangs.
Okay.
Okay.
I'll keep that in mind. Future.
I could come back for that too, so just saying.
Can you even eat though like that?
Hell yeah. Heck yeah.
So we did like the 100 chicken nugget challenge.
Yeah. I think I could do that. No. I don't know.
It's
okay,
100 it's a-
anyways.
and it's a lot of money too. But anyways,
You're right.
Area 51, obviously a growing meme trend.
Like if you're going.
Conspiracy. It's been
I
going
don't
on
even
for
know
a
where
while.
it is.
Where it is? Oh, it is in. It's in southern Nevada, near the
I swear it was in New Mexico. Where did I learn that from?
Dude, I don't really know. But. So, the reason why Area 51, the origins, it started in 1947 by a Roswell crash. So you remember back in Bush where like we talked about how like the Soviets had like their like spy planes like go around and like spying on the U.S. and stuff.
Sadly, yes.
The U.S. wanted to do the same thing too, and they wanted a secret base for that type. Also, they had like the U-20 like airship or U-2 program back then, and that is where Area 51 started. That's where they hid all their like secret spy planes and all their like military advanced technology and stuff.
Okay.
And that's also where Area 51 started, where they started hiding stuff from the people and they didn't want anybody to notice. Also, the Area 51, that's the name that they gave it, but also the Area 51 was also another conspiracy is where the moon landing video, the first moon landing of Neil Armstrong was shot at. Because obviously there's that conspiracy that
he had the flag blowing in the wind, the non-existent wind.
Yeah, and if you look at the clip, if you look very closely in the very back, you can see a reflection of a cameraman holding a boomstick. And so.
Can't you see something in his like face thing too?
I think you can see the camera.
Or like lights or something.
Yeah, and like they were just hoping that like because of like the black and white screens back then that it would just hide that, but it didn't. So that's where kind of the Area 51.
The Earth is also flat. I'm kidding. Okay.
You would be that type of person who'd believe in that, wouldn't you?
I believe anything.
Okay. But anyways, about the Area 51, what's your opinion on it? What's your opinion on the situation?
Okay, so this is my opinion. The government is hiding things. I just paused so that you could. Okay. The government has been hiding things from us for a very long time. Aliens obviously exist, and if you don't believe that, you're stupid. I'm sorry to say it. You believe in aliens?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
There's no way that we're the only ones that are living in this galaxy.
I get that a lot of people don't believe that they've been to Earth, but I certainly believe that they've been to Earth. There have been too many FBI. There's too many UFO sightings. There's too many artifacts. There's just too much evidence. Do you know that like 5% of the population swears they've seen like a UFO or like aliens? So like obviously they exist.
There's also been like many cases where people got abducted.
But like obviously all these people aren't crazy. Like there is a trend, and that means that aliens exist. Anyways, so I watched a thing where this girl was talking about how the government is hiding aliens from us because they've been like figuring out their technology from all the like crashed UFOs and stuff, and they've like figured out how to make energy that like never runs out and that you don't have to pay for from this alien technology, and they've like figured out light speed, and they've figured out how to like just make clean energy, you know, from all these UFO stuff.
That'd be
and
so
they
helpful.
And they won't share it with the public because the fossil fuel industries have so much of a say in our government, and they'd lose so much money from that. And also like they'd lose so much money from people not having to pay for their electricity and their gas and all that stuff. So that's why they're like hiding it from us. And you know, they confiscate like 500 things that people invent, like yeah, because it's gonna help us, and they don't want that, and they just want us to suffer.
It's like the cure for cancer.
Exactly. They have a cure for cancer, but they make so much money off of like cancer treatments and stuff that they're like, no, we're just gonna let them die so we can get their money.
Did you hear about that conspiracy where the guy who actually discovered cure for cancer, he died like a week later from natural causes? But it's just, but they finally like, it's not a fact, but they like have a lot of a lot of information to like back it up that it was the government who killed them because they didn't
Mhm.
want them to get out there because they want to make money.
Exactly.
So they
And
don't-
then like JFK died. And they think that I thought I heard something that he was gonna look into aliens and stuff, and they didn't want him to like expose that. And they don't tell the president anything about aliens because he's like in and out in like 8 years max.
Yeah.
So they don't tell him anything. So that's why I'm scared for Bernie if he's like actually gonna try to expose the aliens, that he's gonna like, you know, he's just gonna die of old age one day before the election. I don't know. Scared for him.
We'll be praying for you, Bernie.
You're doing the right thing though. I love you.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's got me shook.
Mhm. Now, what's your opinion on like the whole like Facebook event? Because obviously there's that whole Facebook event where originally it was like
Oh,
500,000 people signed up.
I put interested.
Would
I'm
you,
part of this.
would you actually would you actually go?
I mean,
If actually everybody who actually signed up would go, because that's over it's
Yeah.
over 1 million people.
you know, like the military put out a warning, like, do not come here. We're gonna like mow you down or something.
Yeah, the whole
Because they actually think that people are coming, and I don't know if people are actually gonna come.
you know, I really feel like people will.
I do too.
It's getting to the point where we Americans and people in the whole world just want to see the aliens, man. We want to see it.
Honestly.
We want to see it. Now, let's just say, hypothetically, let's just say you were like the general of the whole Facebook army. What would be your strategy?
To what? To get people to come?
No, okay, let's just say.
Oh, to get in?
Like,
I'd
let's
do
just
the run. Everyone would do the run in, and they couldn't stop us all.
So you. Seriously? Do you even need that?
Is that a van?
It is a van.
Only like
So-
buses have that. Okay.
So unnecessary. But anyways, you would do the strategy from like the movie Hunger Games. You watched that, right?
Mm.
Where like after the Mockingjay, where like they had all those people rush the bridge.
Oh yeah. That
You
was a
would
good
do
one.
that?
Yeah.
Damn. There's no more. Damn.
Well, what else? Am I gonna outsmart the U.S. government and the army? No.
I mean.
I'm not. That's not like. Come on. They'd obviously see it coming from a mile away, especially if it had that many people.
Chill. Chill.
You just gotta come all at once, and maybe someone will see an alien in the process.
Hopefully. There's bound to be at least one person who'd make it
Oh yeah.
out of 1 million people, and probably almost like.
And do you know how much crap the government would get, like, by doing that? By
Just-
mowing people down?
Yeah.
Mowing down 1 million people? Like, that would get so much hate. Like, they wouldn't do that.
They just. I don't know. Donald Trump would be like, they were. I don't know.
They asked for it. Like, no, they would not do that.
All those Mexicans trying to get into Area 51. Now, obviously at Area 51, there's the conspiracy or the truth, the fact about how there's
That's
aliens being held there. There's obviously the scene or the set for the moon landing. But what else do you think could be in Area 51?
Mermaids, Bigfoot.
They are
I've
real.
thought about this before.
Mermaids are real.
Bigfoot.
Bigfoot is real. Potentially.
Maybe like a dragon. No. That sounds stupid. The Loch Ness monster.
I feel like they also have like, cause like there's a lot of cloning, obviously, in the past.
You're right.
So-
Time travel. That's in there too. They've totally learned time travel too. Like, don't even tell me they haven't.
You remember? There's also a bunch of conspiracy about this. How there's this one photo they showed back in like the 19 something, but there's this guy just wearing a ball cap, like a baseball cap, and having his iPhone out in the old school. And like they found this picture, but I don't know what it was. But they just found this picture of this guy. So that's one proof of a time
Oh
traveler.
no, totally. But they don't want like a Marty McFly situation to happen. So that's one thing that I'm like, okay, that's good that you're hiding it from the people, because like the people would use that like unresponsibly. You know, if you like release that to the public, obviously. So that I get. Like, fine, keep that from us, but not aliens, because what's that gonna do? Like, there's nothing wrong with telling us that aliens exist. That's all I'm saying.
If they did tell us,
Like,
we'd
we'd get shocked, but like obviously a lot of people already like believe that they're out there, so it's like, well, yeah, duh.
But don't you think people would want to take the initiative of trying to actually see them?
Well, how would they do that?
Well, they probably tried to demand for it. Like, hey, you told us, now you
Oh,
have to show
well, yeah,
us.
I'm saying, like, yeah, show them all the stuff that you have, because, like, what's the worst that's gonna happen?
People use them for their own personal use.
No, like, they keep... Jason!
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
The government needs to tell us that aliens are real and show us what they have in there. That's the only way people are not going to storm Area 51.
We should just vote. We should vote you for president.
Please, vote Ellie 2020. I'm not old enough, but you can make an exception.
Hey.
Just write me in like Oprah.
Yes. Yes. To your opinion, though, over the past, like, let's just say 30 years, there's always been this, like, image of how aliens should look like. To you, what do they look like?
I'll draw you a picture. Wait, do you have a pen? I'll draw you a picture.
See your artistic skills.
It's gonna be a stick figure. Okay. So it's like they got like this square, not square.
That's a circle.
Like a balloon head, and I heard they're like really small, like the size of that.
Oh, really? That's lame.
Like, do you know someone found like a dead alien that was like 6 months old or 6 years old, and it was like that big?
That
Yeah, it was tiny. Okay.
that big. That's lame.
And they have like 3 fingers, I bet. 3. They don't wear clothes. I don't know if they have genitals. I'm not gonna think about that.
Alien balls. Alien
Yes.
vaginas.
I don't know how they repopulate. That's none of my business. Probably from cloning. Okay. They're really skinny.
A skinny legend.
Like Mariah Carey.
Hey, shout out to my girl.
And then they might have 3 legs, but I'm just gonna write 2. And they also have 3 toes.
So, is this somewhere you actually saw this, or are you just guessing?
I'm kind of guessing, but I'm kind of like. Also, I can't decide if there's something sticking out of their head. What do you think?
Okay, well, first of all, I think that aliens are like our height, if not taller. But obviously, you have that proven fact. But what I thought before is that they look like the aliens from Aliens vs. Predators.
Okay.
If I saw that, that'd be scary.
That's what they look like. I hope you can see that.
They could probably see that.
Okay.
That's a pretty good drawing. And they're only
They might have something sticking out of their head. I can't decide.
and they're like 2 inches tall.
Yes.
Dang.
I will send you the mukbang and you have to watch it. I'll do
Okay.
that right now.
Okay, and that would be for later. Well, do you think? What color would they be? That's the thing. Green.
Maybe like a blue.
Fancy.
Oh crap.
Maybe it would just be all different colors. Now, to your opinion, do you think they'd be friendly or do you think they'd be mean?
I feel like they have the potential to blow this earth up, so obviously they're pretty friendly and they're very interested in what we're doing here. I feel like they could have already if they wanted to. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But they haven't really done anything to our knowledge.
Maybe the reason why.
They're the reason 9/11 happened.
That is a big possibility.
That's just a theory.
I was gonna say, maybe the reason, I don't know who that was. I just waved. Maybe the reason why they haven't come and like struck down on us, and like give us all their power and just blew us up, is because they're Area 51. They're holding
Not
their
all
people.
of them.
Yeah, but they.
Oh, they have some of their people? I don't think they care enough.
What if it's like their like leader? You know?
Oh, we have their leader? Why would they risk their leader coming to Earth?
Maybe he wanted to have peace with us, and then we just attacked because we're that type
Honestly,
of country.
I would not be that surprised if that happened.
We're really judging like.
But we're pretty stupid, so I don't think we could have the, like, ability to steal them. You know? I feel like they're very smart. They have technology. I'm sorry, college admissions people, if you're watching this, you probably think I'm stupid. Okay. But I just feel like they have the potential to do whatever they want to us, but I think they're just watching us from afar and just like, wow, they're so stupid. Like, we came up with that 3,000 years ago. Like, you know?
And their brains are probably this small compared to us.
No, their brain's huge. Look at that. Oh wait, it's gone. But look, their
It's-
brain is.
Okay,
their
but it's like
head's
2
huge.
Okay, but it's like 2 inches.
Their head's huge compared to their bodies.
Oh, okay. But our brains are like this big.
Okay, but we're still stupid, so
We are pretty stupid. We are pretty stupid.
can't solve any problems. Can't solve climate change because people are stupid. But that's a topic for another time.
Yeah. And that, I guess, is a good way to end this podcast. Now, guys, it's been a kind of a weird podcast,
Very weird.
but it was still fun to do. Thank you. Thank you for giving me some knowledge on
Yep,
some aliens.
My
And
hand's
also-
really sweaty. Sorry.
It's okay. She was just going off, you know?
I was
So-
going off. I was getting very mad.
Also, it's really hot out here. So,
Mhm.
but thank you again for joining me.
Yes. thank
And
you for
I
inviting
would
me.
always welcome you to come back again.
I'm doing a mukbang sometime with
She
him.
will be doing a mukbang. We just have to get the money for it, and that's why I'm
Mhm.
opening up my own Patreon. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not opening up a Patreon.
Cash app us.
If I open a Patreon, probably all my vlogs would probably get taken away because they're all copyrighted. But anyways, if you guys enjoyed this episode 5 with Ellie, remember to like and subscribe. Leave a comment. Obviously, for me, leave some criticism. But for Ellie, ask her a question. You know, and leave it in the comments.
I won't respond, but
She won't respond, but we'll leave this for a different person to answer, and we'll act like Ellie and see how we can answer like her.
Okay.
But yeah,
Sounds good.
and also if you guys want her back, obviously, you know what to do.
I'll
And
do a mukbang. You
Yeah.
guys don't have to beg me.
I can already hear it. All
Taco Bell mukbang.
all the demands. The taco finish. Was it 50 Taco Bell burritos in 15 minutes?
Oh, we're doing an eating challenge? I thought we were gonna do a mukbang.
It could be like a combo.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay. But thanks, guys. Hope you have a good day.
Bye.